Hello there, ladies and gents. It is I, Mr. Emo Raccoon, back again on this platform we call YouTube. And I guess I'm coming out of hibernation for at least a minute or two to talk about this issue, or at the very least, what Activision's been doing over the last week. And for those that aren't familiar with what's been happening with Activision, which is surprising if you're coming to this video and you don't know, since Activision right now is currently trending on Twitter with like almost 42,000 tweets as of recording this. But to get you up in speed, a little bit short, kind of catch you up on speed. Activision in the last week has issued two cease and desist orders to two different people who are fans of the Call of Duty community. They issued a cease and desist order to a project called SM2, which was meant to be a fan made creation that was going to mash up every good quality aspect about the old Call of Duty games that we like. It was going to feature the maps, the weapons, the mechanics, the game modes, and it was going to mash it all in together. Sort of like Call of Duty Mobile, if you've ever played Call of Duty Mobile, where it has not every single good aspect, but it's a mashup of a lot of COD games. Or if you want a really good example of it, Call of Duty Online before it got shut down. And on May 17th, which is as we're recording this 6 days ago, their Twitter account actually ended up tweeting this. Today, a team member received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the SM2 project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you all for your support over these past 2 years. And this honestly, at first, striked a lot of the community as confusing and as kind of alarming out of nowhere because why would they issue a cease and desist to essentially, you know, a fan made creation that doesn't profit off of anything Activision related and isn't making money anyway? It's just something that fans wanted to make because they wanted to have something go out there to the people that love everything about the old Call of Duty games and just have a game where they can actually grind, level up, and do whatever they want. Unfortunately, just like a lot of YouTubers have been saying, we don't have a good reason for that. And the thing that's shitty about it is Activision can basically release a cease and desist order for whatever reason they want. So unfortunately, we don't have a reason for the SM2 project being taken down. However, for this next one, although we still don't have a specific reason for why it was taken down, we do have pretty good evidence for why this one was taken down. So, if I direct your attention back to Twitter, if you don't mind for, just a second, today, well, technically yesterday, the X Labs project put out another tweet involving Activision and a cease and desist letter, in which they say, "Today we received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the X Labs project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you all for your support over the years." So I guess they must have got the exact same cease and desist letter because it's basically the same thing that the SM2 project said, just more or less copied and pasted and changed out with, SM2 to, the X Labs project, which I think is ironic that you see in the bottom right there, you got Activision trending under the gaming section on Twitter. Huh, that's funny. But this, again, made the entire Call of Duty community very pissed off. And for good reason. However, unfortunately, with the X Labs project, it's put in a little bit more of a gray area. And the reason why I say it's put in more of a gray area is because while, again, we don't have sufficient evidence to understand exactly why the cease and desist was ordered, we can, for the most part, speculate. And I'm not going to get into speculation in this video. If you want speculation, you can find another content creator out there who is more than welcome to, speculate, to at least micromanage the answer as to why they did this. But I do have some speculation as to why X Labs was targeted as opposed to the SM2 project. And the reason why is because X Labs and their whole development studio, with their little, menus and everything like that for these games, they were offering pirated versions of the games on their website. Now, this next thing I'm going to say, I must state legally so I don't get in trouble. Piracy is wrong and a federal crime. I do not support piracy in any way. With that being said, if you commit piracy, you could be charged federally of anywhere from fines upwards of $50,000 to upwards of millions of dollars. Please do not commit any form of piracy. It is against the law. Now, since I've already said that and I can get that out of the way, I did not purchase any Call of Duty games. Well, I guess it's not purchasing if you're pirating the game. I didn't pirate any Call of Duty games. But since these games, that Activision legally owns were being offered through these, developers and things like that on their website, they have liable and legal reasons to shut down the project. But the thing that's got people really scared about it is there is a third, kind of mod developer fan made person by the name of Plutonium who does the exact same thing that X Labs does, except they didn't target a specific niche area of games. They more or less were on the Treyarch side. So Plutonium has, the same type of, fan made server and dedication and things like that for Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, the original Modern Warfare 3, and they've also got it for World at War as well. But unfortunately, Plutonium was doing the same thing that X Labs was doing. Plutonium is the one that's actually more well known, which is actually scaring a lot of people because they think that, well, if X Labs can get shut down, then Plutonium can get shut down as well. Especially because Plutonium was doing the same thing that X Labs was doing. A modded client that wasn't necessarily there to help you cheat in the video game, but it was supposed to be a safe haven from all the people who were going to use RCEs or remote code exploits on, people's hardware, anyone who wanted to cheat in the video game, or actually just make the games properly work. They weren't there to harm. They were there to help, especially for those people that wanted to play. And with it being said, we don't know what's going to happen with Plutonium because as of recording this, Plutonium has not said anything publicly about being issued a cease and desist, which if they are going to be issued a cease and desist, it'll probably be the same thing that X Labs and the SM2 project ended up having to put out, where they have to say they're stopping all operations and they'll have to close down everything, which is going to suck because the thing that, doesn't make any sense to me is I understand why they issued a cease and desist to the X Labs project. And I will understand if they issue one to Plutonium. I will understand why. Because these people, while they were fans and they were issuing these modded clients to help people, they were unfortunately breaking piracy laws by offering these, game files in torrents where you can, install them and you don't have to pay for them. Now, I don't necessarily, know again what's going to happen. But the thing that's got everyone up in arms, especially me, is I don't understand why Activision didn't want to at least endorse the project. I honestly am curious if maybe these people didn't offer those games in torrent files, maybe Activision would have done so. But I really do hope, that either A, as a community, we can all kind of stand up to Activision and get them to more or less like not issue a cease and desist on Plutonium. Because again, while Plutonium and X Labs, they did have the option to get the torrent files and, actually just pirate the game as opposed to downloading it on Steam, the Epic Game Store, or Blizzard, .com and everything like that. They were highly against it in the first place and even went out of their way to publicly retweet tweets that would say like, oh, this Call of Duty is actually, on sale on Steam right now. This game's on sale. This one's, currently part of the Steam summer special and everything like that. But at the same time, you also can't, be on everyone else's like opposite side when people were pirating these games because Activision has more or less been price gouging these games for the longest time. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Black Ops 2 without the season pass is still $60, 11 years later. Like, you mean to tell me that game is still, worth paying, $60 for 11 years later and you won't price drop it at all? When right now, even on consoles, it's one of the most broken games ever because there's infection mod menus all over the place. And again, there's even, more problems on PC. But you still think the game's worth $60 when it's a legit security risk and a legit, privacy risk, everything like that? I don't think so. And I think a majority of people would agree with me that that's not safe. But unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do at this current moment. But if you want to do something, for yourself, more or less, and you kind of want to either A, join in on this, or at the very least, figure out something, there is a movement that has been going around on Twitter recently, like I said, where people, because Activision's been trending over this, there's a lot of people who are bringing up, good examples and things like that. One example, which I didn't mention, but I guess I'll mention now, is the Activision's, kicking off basically 4,000 people who were into these clients and enjoying these old games, but they were comparing it to how Rockstar, the people who make GTA 5 and everything like that, how Rockstar Games endorsed 5M. 5M is basically what X Labs and Plutonium were, a modded client of Grand Theft Auto 5 that allowed you to play on fan-made servers, and it's actually, where all the role play and stuff goes on. It's where a bunch of the mods that you wish you could put into the regular GTA Online get put, but it's where the community can do what they want with who they want and have people play it. And a lot of the stuff in 5M is incredibly well made, and it's stuff that Rockstar could only wish of making. It's the type of stuff where you wish, you could call up Rockstar and be like, "Hey, this, developer for your 5M program has a really neat adversary mode made. Maybe you should let him work on your team and he might be able to make you guys some money out of it." Just it's a hypothetical. I know that's not exactly how it works, but that's just a hypothetical. But again, it makes you think, why has Activision not, even tried to get these people like working in their studio? Or at the very least, why couldn't they have come up with like a deal to where, okay, if you guys stop, releasing these files publicly for everybody to download, then how about we cut you guys a deal and endorse it towards, the fans that do want to play these games? Because they're not going to go back and patch these old Call of Duty games. They have no reason to go back and patch these old Call of Duty games, especially when they want to make money from their current Call of Duty games. And not even just that, but they want everybody playing the newest one because it looks good to investors. I get that. But, you do realize that a lot of your fans are moving away because of decisions you have been making with these games. And I hope you realize sooner rather than later that you soon won't have a fan base if you're going to treat your fans like this. And it's bad enough when the current Call of Duty game nobody wants to actually play, but it's even worse when you want to kill off what made these games what they are today. So, I guess more or less from one Call of Duty player to Activision, I'd seriously reconsider this, Activision. And please don't take down Plutonium in the process. Hell, the developers of Plutonium are currently trying to take down anything piracy related on their platform. They're trying to get rid of any of those files that, people can actually download for free as opposed to paying for, because they don't want it to, they don't want to get a cease and desist order. I don't blame them, because they're the safest way to play, and they're the most fun way to play these games that we've ever had in a long time. Like I said, I really wish they would reconsider. Unfortunately, the future is unknown, and Activision's going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day. Which, if they do choose to take it down, that's really shitty of them, but unfortunately, we don't have a choice. But if you want to do something to more or less get back at Activision, you can write your experiences with Call of Duty, at least the good times you've had with it, over on Twitter with the hashtag #FuckActivision. That's apparently what's trending right now. And on top of people already endorsing the fact that they want to keep going and, basically tell Activision we need to boycott them or do something, then I can't really support boycotting openly. But if you wish to, go ahead and do so. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to go back into hibernation now. Don't know if, when I'll be back, but I guess we'll see. So with that being said, hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the other generic crap that YouTubers tell you to do at the end of every video. And I will see you guys next time.